Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Today I'm connecting with all of you for a very special reason. And the reason is Nithyananda, a man who's absconding from justice, a man who is fugitive, wanted by Indian authorities on the charges of rape and kidnapping. But since his disappearance, several victims have come forward and they have told their stories of suffering, whether it was physical, psychological, financial, sexual, all kinds of suffering by not people of India alone, but across the world. So I have spent the past few weeks speaking to victims who are based in France, United Kingdom, the United States of America, Malaysia, Singapore, and of course, India as well. So the big question is that this man is wanted by India and remains scot-free since 2018. Now, 2018 is when we started reading about Nithyananda. He runs an ashram in Bangalore, in Bidadi, and then it was a massive ashram which held lots of inner awakening programs, and he was also running a Gurukul where many people put their children in the Gurukul so that they could get a traditional way of education. Although they sent their children for a traditional education, there are several who have come forward today that they never ever got to see their children again. Now, I happened to be invited at the House of Lords for Diwali celebration by Hindu Forum of Britain. And I went to that program and I saw a lady there and I became slightly suspicious. She was wearing a big necklace with a photo of Nithyananda on her necklace. She was mingling around with the guests, with the MPs, with the lords and, high-profile people who were present at that event. And she also did come to me and said hello, asked me what I did, and said that I should come to her ashram one of these days. Okay, I heard her, I said hello, and I went back home. But when I left that event, I was given a goodie bag. And that goodie bag, when I took home, I opened it, along with several little things, came out a Diwali brochure. That brochure also had a leaflet with it, and that mentioned Kailasa, mentioned Nithyananda, and there was also a full page advertisement in that brochure. That really shocked me, because whether by his name or not, we all have seen videos of Nithyananda talking really silly things that makes no sense, where he is challenging the Einstein's theory, where he is saying he will give vocal cords to animals so that they will be able to speak to us, where he is saying that he will open everybody's third eye, that he is Lord Shiva himself and that he should be worshipped like Lord Shiva. We at that time, we weren't taking him that seriously. We were laughing, watching his videos, but without knowing that this man had gained such huge following, not just within India, but throughout the world. And people were coming to attend his programs, 21-day programs, by paying up to £15,000 for each program. And from what I've heard from some of his victims, is that once you get sucked in, you attend one program, then you are asked to attend more and more and more programs. It was quite shocking to see that this man's advertisement was in Hindu Forum of Britain's brochure. A man who is wanted on such serious charges. And it was a very widely covered news that Nithyananda is running a cult, and that he is how he's brainwashing people, how he is charging so much money, how he has kidnapped children, and there were lots of controversies around him being a real sannyasi, where after his sex tape with one of the film actresses, Ranjita, came out. And this news wasn't just in India. It was covered widely within the UK as well. So if you type Nithyananda, you will find enough articles in The Guardian and other good newspapers. So the question is that why were the representatives of Nithyananda invited to the Houses of Parliament? A man who is wanted, and not only that, they were also given a platform to do puja. And the lady who was there representing Nithyananda, her name is Atmadaya. She was there and she was reciting a puja. She was invited to the platform, and she was given the status of a VVIP, is what I felt. And I thought she must be somebody very important, only to find out later on that she's actually a representative of Nithyananda, who is a wanted criminal. Now, Nithyananda, since his disappearance, has been, giving his darshan to the world, to his followers, through online videos such as Facebook and YouTube, etc. And according to the Indian police, they are unable to trace him because he is using a proxy server. So 4 years have passed and the Indian police authorities have not been able to find where Nithyananda is telecasting his videos from. They also haven't been able to find him or his location in the world. Isn't that surprising? Or is it that somebody is trying to hide him, that somebody is trying to protect him, that Indian authorities actually don't really need to find him? They don't want to find him. And I'll tell you why. Because in 2020, the Superintendent Police of Karnataka in 2020 said that there was a blue corner notice issued against Nithyananda. The truth is, there is no blue corner notice on Nithyananda. And I would like to ask the Karnataka police and the Gujarat police as to why did they choose to lie to media about Nithyananda being wanted by Interpol. I have solid evidence whereby I can prove that Nithyananda is not wanted by Interpol. The proof I don't have is why Indian authorities, Indian police authorities decided to lie to the media, and that led to it being reported widely that he is wanted. Was it to give everybody, all his victims and all the authorities across the world, a lie to hang on that he's wanted by Interpol and he will one day be found, he will be caught? A notice that should have been from the start a red corner notice that would have made him be arrested in any country he lands in, the police lied that he's got a blue corner notice, and it's shocking, sad, and disappointing after finding out that there is no such notice against him. That fails all the hundreds of victims of Nithyananda who were hoping that they will one day get justice, because one day he will be caught in some country or the other. I would request the police to please tell me, to please tell the victims as to why they chose to give false information. Another thing I would like to highlight is that Nithyananda went missing from his ashram in September 2018. I am actually in touch with so many victims today, about 50-60 of them, and some were part of his organization as part of the day-to-day, as part of his day-to-day operations, like they were his right and left hands, or right or left leg. That closely they were working with him. So one of the victims was part of the fleeing away team, a man who didn't have a passport, and two girls whose parents had reported them missing, whose passports were with the police. They all go missing. Nithyananda, without his passport, goes missing, along with the two girls whose parents are looking for her, for them, go missing, along with a small group of people who were close with him. They all run away. Where did they run away, and how did they run away? Well, if the police hasn't been able to tell you, let me tell you today. He first ran to Nepal. From there, he took a flight to Thailand. From Thailand, they came to Ecuador, and from Ecuador, they went to Trinidad. And it's not that difficult for any police in the world to find out which route somebody took to reach a certain place. And if you all really think that Nithyananda has created this island or this Hindu nation called Kailasa, then let me bust that myth as well. Purchasing an island doesn't mean that that island comes with satellite towers from where one can immediately start, telecasting videos, or start making phone calls, or start, using laptops, computers with internet connections. Nithyananda has also made an application to the UN saying he is being persecuted in India, and he's not able to follow his religion in India properly. So he made an application for his Kailasa to be recognized as an independent nation. In return, the UN has asked him several questions about the rape charges, the murder charges, the kidnapping charges, and several other charges that are pending in India against him. And there are so many victims across the world who are constantly reporting him for financial fraud, for sexual exploitation, for kidnapping of their children, because these two girls are not the only two girls that he has fled with. He has taken so many people's children that have not seen their kids. All may not be minor, but that's how he used to operate. But the question comes to, why has India chosen to protect this man? Why has India chosen to ignore the pain and the pleas of the victims who want justice, who've been wronged by this man? And why isn't India doing anything to bring this guy back? Why did India lie about an Interpol lookout notice against him when there is none? And this man has the audacity to get his cult into different parliaments. His cult was in the British Parliament. And all those people who invited him, Hindu Forum of Britain, is trying to get legitimacy for a wanted criminal. What kind of organization is that should be representing good, dharmic Hindus? Instead, the president of Hindu Forum of Britain, when contacted by the Telegraph newspaper, said that as far as we know, this organization has carried out good work to serve the community and has contributed positively in this country. Atmadaya, who is the head of Nithyananda's UK branch, is a recruiter. Her job is to find more people who will give out their time, treasure, or talent towards this organization that Nithyananda runs. He may be a fugitive, but he doesn't want any of his operations to die down, because this is his source of income. Getting more and more people, exploiting them, and draining them of their sanity, their finances, their family protection. That's how this cult works. And Trupti Patel also said that as far as advertisement is concerned, any validly registered organization can support the Diwali event by putting an advert into the brochure. It promotes positivity, and there was no reason not to accept the advert. This is a woman, Trupti Patel, the president of Hindu Forum of Britain, is a woman saying this, knowing that Nithyananda has so many charges, serious charges against him, where so many women, girls have been wronged by him. She also has the audacity to tell Republic Channel that I don't care about the number of FIRs against him. None of the charges have been proven. I will continue to support this man. I mean, it must take some guts to stand for a criminal. It takes guts to challenge somebody who is doing wrong, but it takes greater guts to stand with somebody who is wrong. And I think it is time when we get our answers, because there are far too many people who are waiting for justice. There are children who are still stuck in his Bidadi ashram, who are trapped inside, who have been brainwashed. They are like an army of Nithyananda. And imagine there are children who have spent 15, 16 years already in that ashram. So they are already mini Nithyanandas who will take his legacy forward. How come the authorities who are able to take the bulldozer to any person's house and just make it flat hasn't been able to even get inside the gates of Nithyananda's ashram in Bangalore? If these questions are not answered, then that clearly means that somebody within the government is protecting, supporting this man. And he wouldn't have left India without the support of some high-fi people. I know there were very high-profile people who were supporting him. I don't want to name them today. I will in another video of mine. But I have proof that Nithyananda got enough help to get out of India. The police lied to us, and the Bidadi ashram in Bangalore continues to run, and Nithyananda's business is as usual. While the victims have not been able to move on with their lives because they still live with the post-traumatic stress disorder or the fear of being being harmed or harassed by this man or his cult. We need answers now. We need India and the Indian police to come clean and take the right actions that will bring this man to justice. A red corner notice must be issued at the earliest, and the man must be brought back to India.